Hello everyone. Welcome to our story channel. Today, we are going to tell you an old yet profound allegorical story called Helping the Crops to Grow by Pulling Them Up. Although brief, this story contains deep wisdom about growth, patience, and the laws of nature. Let's dive into this world of wisdom together and see what consequences come from rushing for success. In ancient times, there was a serene and peaceful little village where villagers lived a self-sufficient and happy life by farming. On the outskirts of the village lived a farmer named Li Ming. In his late 20s, Li Ming was renowned in the village for his diligence. He owned a fertile plot of land that yielded full barns of grain every year, ensuring his family's well-being. However, Li Ming had a lingering worry. He watched as young people in the village got married and started families, with children playing in the fields, while he remained poor and unable to marry or have children. Every night, as he gazed out the window at the moonlight, Li Ming vowed to change his circumstances soon and give his family a better life. That spring, Li Ming planted rice seeds that he had carefully selected with great hope. He worked tirelessly from dawn to dusk, watering, fertilizing, weeding, and taking impeccable care of the rice field. Li Ming was filled with anticipation, imagining the golden rice stalks swaying in the sunshine come autumn, and him harvesting a full barn of grain to exchange for substantial wealth and marry the woman he loved. Days turned into weeks, and the rice seedlings in the field gradually grew taller and greener. However, Li Ming noticed that his seedlings seemed to grow slower than those of his neighbors. He became anxious and worried that his harvest this year would be disappointing. So, he worked even harder every day and even started trying various methods to accelerate the seedlings' growth. One day, while working in the field, Li Ming overheard an elderly passerby talking about a magical fertilizer that could make crops grow rapidly and double the harvest. Li Ming's eyes lit up, and he immediately decided to search for this fertilizer. After some inquiry and searching, he finally found a merchant selling the fertilizer. The merchant told him that this fertilizer could indeed make crops grow quickly, but it was quite expensive and using too much could damage the soil. Li Ming bought the fertilizer regardless and spread it on his rice field according to the merchant's instructions. He eagerly waited for a miracle to happen. However, days passed, and the seedlings didn't grow as rapidly as he imagined. Instead, they seemed somewhat wilted. Li Ming was anxious and thought he must have done something wrong. Just when Li Ming was falling into despair, he suddenly had a flash of inspiration. Since fertilizer couldn't make the seedlings grow quickly, why not pull them up manually to make them look more vigorous? That way, they would appear taller and stronger. So, on a blazing hot afternoon, Li Ming embarked on his plan to help the crops grow by pulling them up. He bent down and pulled up each seedling one by one. Sweat soaked his shirt, but he didn't notice. He was filled with joy and anticipation, as if he had already seen the harvest in autumn. Finally, Li Ming had pulled up all the seedlings. He stood up satisfied, looking at this vigorous rice field, and his heart was filled with accomplishment. However, when he came to the field the next day, he was shocked to find that all the seedlings had withered, with yellowing leaves and no vitality. Li Ming froze. He couldn't believe his eyes. He painfully touched those withered seedlings, tears streaming down his face. He finally realized how foolish a mistake he had made. He tried to accelerate the seedlings' growth through artificial means, ignoring the laws of nature and the essence of life. Facing the withered rice field, Li Ming fell into deep self-blame and remorse. He felt he had let down his family's expectations and wasted a year of his hard work. However, just then, an elderly farmer passed by his field. The farmer looked at Li Ming's dejected appearance and guessed what had happened.
"What's wrong with you, young man?"
Li Ming told the farmer the whole story. The farmer sighed, speaking earnestly,
"Son, the growth of crops has its natural laws. We cannot rush for success and cannot violate these laws. Otherwise, we will only achieve the opposite and lose even more."
The The farmer's words were like a hammer, waking up Li Ming's dormant heart. He suddenly understood where he went wrong. He decided to start from scratch and farm with the right methods, waiting for his own harvest. From then on, Li Ming became more patient and meticulous. He plowed the land anew and planted new rice seeds. He was no longer eager for success but followed the natural laws to care for these seedlings. He observed their changes every day, recorded their growth, and patiently waited for autumn to arrive. Finally, in a golden autumn, Li Ming's rice field ushered in the moment of harvest. The golden rice stalks shone under the sunshine, with heavy branches bending under the weight of the grain. Li Ming looked at this harvest-rich rice field, his heart filled with joy and satisfaction. He knew that this was the fruit of his patience and effort. Villagers came to Li Ming's field one after another, praising his harvest and diligence. They expressed their desire to learn from him and farm with the right methods, waiting for their own harvest. Li Ming also generously shared his experience and lessons, hoping that more people could understand the importance of patience and respecting natural laws. And Li Ming himself also gained love and family happiness in this process. He won the heart of a woman in the village with his diligence and kindness, and they walked down the aisle together. From then on, they worked together to cultivate this land and created a bright future. This is the story of helping the crops to grow by pulling them up that we wanted to tell you today. This story teaches us that growth is a gradual process, and we cannot rush for success or violate the laws of nature and the essence of life. Only by respecting laws, being patient, and working hard can we reap the fruits of our own labor. In our lives, there are also many people like Li Ming who are eager for success and want to change their current situation but often overlook the accumulation and growth in the process. They try to achieve their goals through shortcuts but often suffer the opposite and even lose more. Thank you all for watching and supporting. If you enjoyed this story and found it inspiring, please give it a like. If you want to hear more stories, please subscribe to my channel. See you next time.